Hi everybody, thanks for stopping back today. I had another silver video up, and I had one of my viewers make a comment. How do you get into silver bullion investing? How do you start? What do you buy? And since they only let you have like 155 characters, like we can't discuss that in just a comment, so I figured I'd make a video for you. So this is the 101 on silver bullion investing. Just off the top of my head, I don't have anything really planned out, but I'll try to cover the basics for you. Essentially, there's really two kinds of silver investing. There's paper silver, which is basically like the stock market. You just buy silver that's a number on a sheet of paper, and its value goes up and down based on the value of silver. And then there is physical silver. That's what I have here, where you physically buy the metal and you own it. I suggest that you only buy physical silver. There's a lot of reasons for that, but basically paper silver, as far as I know, is actually traded 100 times, like 100 to 1 times more paper silver than there is actual silver. So the general consensus among silver investors is that those things are going to split at some point, because there's really no security in the paper silver. If they don't, if something big happens and they don't want to pay back on their debts, they really don't have to, and you're out. If you own the silver, you've got it, and it's kind of like nobody knows about it. It's locked away somewhere in your basement. It's gaining value. Or at least not losing value like paper money. Essentially, you can get something like this, and in 10 years it could be worth half of the amount that it is today. That's one of the big reasons people invest in silver, is to protect their wealth. So you buy silver with your money today. This is worth $10 today. You buy $10 worth of silver, and in 10 years it's not going to be worth less than $10 worth of silver. Your paper money might be worth $5, might be worth $2 at the rate Obama's deflating our money. But the silver could be worth $10, it could be worth $20 or $30, it could be worth a lot more, depending on how the market does. It could be worth a little bit less, but you could also wait like 6 months and get your money right back as well, because the markets do fluctuate in precious metals. Now, so we know we want to buy physical silver. Now the question is what to buy and where do you get it. So I have here an assortment of things that I've bought. Essentially, you'll hear things called bullion, and you'll hear coins, and you'll hear rounds. So what's the difference? Essentially, anything that is, has a monetary value from a national government, like these silver American Eagles here. These say, let's see if we can get that on there. Okay. Yeah, 1 ounce fine silver, $1. See, that has an actual value on it. This will never be worth less than $1, because it's guaranteed by the U.S. government. That is a coin. So really, just about anything with a face value is a coin. They're usually round. There are exceptions to that. There are some countries that have a fan-shaped or rectangular coin. It's still called a coin. Those are both, they have a bullion value. So this is worth 1 ounce of silver. So whatever that's worth today, it's around $28 an ounce. It's also worth $1. If, let's say, silver should crash and go down to 50 cents an ounce, it's still worth $1 because it's guaranteed by the government. So that's a coin. Now, coins will generally carry with it some what's called numismatic value. So this coin was made in 2007. It will carry with it, in 2007 they only made a certain amount. So these have a limited circulation. Whatever that was. I think there was actually quite a few made in 2007. But you can't get another 2007 coin. If you were to buy one today, it'd be a 2012 coin. So there's a limited number, and for that reason, there is some numismatic value, some added value over just the bullion value. Okay. Now the difference between a coin and a round is not any one government's particular coin. It does not have a face value. It's only the bullion value. Alright, so a round, let's say this might be worth $35, even though it's only $28 worth of silver. A 1 ounce silver round would be $28. Okay, so you're going to pay a few dollars more for a coin over a round. I don't have any rounds to show you because I just don't care about collecting rounds. I think that added value of it being a coin is worth having. People trust coins more. Rounds are not, they can be made by just about anybody, so they could be counterfeited. There's a whole bunch of companies that make them, so you could get some counterfeits, some other metals. But lots of countries have them. These are the U.S. Eagles there. Here's Australian Philharmonic. Got lots of instruments on it. It's 1 ounce, 1 troy ounce. When they say it's a 1 troy ounce coin, these are actually all different purities too. It's got 1 troy ounce of silver. A troy ounce is actually slightly larger than a regular ounce. It's 31.1 grams versus right around 28 grams for regular ounce. A little bit heavier. But there's only 12 troy ounces in a troy pound, whereas there's 16 in a regular pound. So interesting to note, if you want to measure out, make sure, let's say you order a bullion bar, you want to make sure its weight is accurate, get yourself a gram scale, and you're going to look for 31.1 ounces per ounce, or 31.1 grams rather, sorry, for 1 ounce. Here we've got a silver Britannia. This is a British government's silver coin. And they'll have different face values too. This one is 2 pounds. Some of the countries have higher face values, so those are good coins to invest in. They have different mintage numbers too. So these, I believe they only make 300,000 versus, I know 7 Eagle, you're at millions of these coins. So this Britannia is more rare, so you might want to buy those. They're going to cost you a few bucks more when you buy them too, though. We have Australian Kookaburra from the Perth Mint. They have a Kookaburra. They come out with a different design every year. Unlike the U.S. Eagles look the same every year. They just have a different date on them. Every once in a while they have a little mint mark that changes. Kookaburra design pretty much changes every year as far as I know. Same with their koala. They have a koala coin. The art changes every year, so it's kind of interesting. We have the Pandas. Now this is a good example of why I like coins over just bullion rounds. This one I paid, I think about $30, which is a pretty good premium. Back in 2003, this is an 03 Panda. I paid about $30, which is the premium is the cost above the spot price that you pay. So what you pay for this is the spot price, whatever silver's at today, plus a premium. You'll pay more of a premium for a coin like this because it is a premium coin. I mean, you see there's a almost proof-like silver in there, nice matte finish. It comes in a capsule, so it's in like a proof condition. This is not considered a proof coin, but anyway, it was $30. Today, this coin is worth about $120. So I gained quite a bit of value in that just by getting it back then. Most of the Pandas have gone that way. You can't get a Panda today for under about $60. And each year the artwork changes, so it keeps it pretty interesting that way. Now, the way the amount of premium, while we're talking about premiums, it's different depending on what kind of thing you're buying. if you're buying a bullion bar, let's say like this 3-ounce bullion bar, the premium is going to be pretty low because there's no numismatic value, there's no date on here. So you're going to pay just a little bit over the price per ounce. So you know, you might pay a couple dollars over the price per ounce because the people that make these things have to make a living, and that's, you know, that's where their profit is. They buy it at spot price, and then they charge you a couple bucks an ounce to make it for you, which is fair, of course. So on a bullion bar, which has no numismatic value, you're going to pay the lowest spot prices. Now, the smaller the bar is, the higher of a premium per ounce you're going to pay, because let's face it, a 1-ounce bar takes just as much work to make as a 2-ounce bar. You know, but a 2-ounce bar, you're buying more silver, so they're going to charge you more per ounce to make a 1-ounce bar, if that makes any sense. So this one bar might cost you $3 or $4 over spot value. So if it's $28, this might be $31, $32, $33 even. But whereas like a 100-ounce bar is only going to be maybe 50 cents to $1 an ounce over spot. Because they still just have to make one bar. It just happens to be a lot bigger. So they're going to make $100 on that, whereas they're only going to make $3 or $4 on something like this. So the bigger the bar you buy, the less of a premium you're going to pay per ounce. Now also, the larger the bar is, the harder it's going to be to sell. Now right now we're in a good economy. 100-ounce bars are fairly easy to move. You just take it to a coin shop. And you can sell it, or you can sell it online, or there's a lot of you know, silver dealers that will buy it from you. You know, and it's no problem at all. If silver cranks way up in price, you know, if it goes to, let's say, $100 an ounce, which a lot of people think it can do, you know, you're looking at $10,000 for a 100-ounce bar. Now, there's not a lot of people that can afford $10,000 for a bar, so you're limiting yourself on who can actually buy that from you. So it's a little harder, or it could be a little harder to get rid of, depending on the economy, than a smaller bar. If you have 100 of these, you can get rid of them to everybody you know. You do have to do more work, of course, because you're going to have 100 separate transactions. Unless somebody's buying a bunch of them. Now, there's low premium in bars like these. Now, there's also premium bullion bars, or premium bullion of any kind. I would call this Pamp bar a very premium bar. So, if silver's $28 an ounce, you're still going to pay close to $40 or more for a Pamp bar like this. Now, Pamp bar is a big name brand. It's very recognizable. Everybody knows its value. They actually focus on the aesthetic quality of their silver, so it's a very pretty bar. They've got the Lady Fortuna design. And they have an assay on the card, and as it's called, an assay card. You have a serial number on the card that matches the bar, and you can also look it up on the website. So they're basically guaranteeing that this is silver, and it weighed, you know, 31.1 grams, and it's 999 pure silver. Which leads me to another point. So before we get on that, so you will pay more for a bar like this, but you'll also get more for a bar like this when you sell it. So you'll get that premium back most of the time. If you take it to a local dealer, they might just give you a spot price for it, but they're going to make out on that deal. So just don't sell it to them if they do that to you, because it's worth quite a bit more than the spot price. The market demand for it is pretty high. But while we're on the subject of fineness, you see 999 fine silver all the time. You see, 999. It's on every coin. It says 0.999. 0.999 fineness means it's 99.9% pure. It's actually 99.95. They just don't put the 5 on.